Yeah, so they were planning on playing New Powers Rising, but they wanted to take it back because they didn't have enough Isengard regulars in the pool. So they instead upgrade some regulars into elites. I said it was totally fine. It doesn't matter that much. Um, they uh, didn't play New Powers Rising, put them all over the place. So now they have this massive Isengard force. But you'll kind of see what happens. Um, so I muster Rohan all the way to 0. So I get the Rohirrim to war, which is nice. Still have scouts, by the way. And moves elites. So yeah, he just basically has got this massive force, 12, 15 strength of Isengard units, which is pretty beefy. So we go into the next turn. I'm in Mordor. He gets Give It to Us and Return to Valinor, one of the worst cards in the game. But Deadly Strife is on it, which is great. I get House of Stewards, useless. Brave Stand, also useless. I have no companions except for Gandalf, who's in Fangorn at the moment. And I get Imrahil of Dol Amroth, which basically makes Dol Amroth unassailable. It's like just super beefy now. And this is kind of the problem, is that Shadow is basically looking to take... They have no pressure on any other places on the board except for uh, all of Rohan, all of Gondor, and then Lorien. And so that's 10 points exactly. And they need Dol Amroth to win. And the problem is that Dol Amroth just doesn't, it's not going to be enough. And there's 2 cards that could have gone ahead and done this. So, whatever, Círdan ships and then Imrahil of Dol Amroth. So, anyways, I of course declare, I get myself into Mordor. They reset the hunt. I go ahead and discard some things. You can see what you would discard. I discard Elven Rope, actually. I mean, again, you have to kind of see that, like, I've got Athelos and Bilbo's Song and a full contingent. I feel so confident with the Fellowship right now. I mean, it's beefy. Um, so um, let's get this roll. So I get this roll again, a beautiful roll for going up Mordor. I could almost do it in one turn. But and my opponent gets a good roll. It's definitely a really good roll. A couple of Palantir, for which they're going to be using it. They've got some good stuff to play. Both Give It to Us and The Ring is Mine. So anyways, so I do immediately play a card, Athelos. I've got Worm with Sorrow and Toil, so I want to play this as soon as possible. The expected number of healing you get is 2, and I get 3, which is a lot. And so now I'm at effectively like a negative, let's see, so 6, 8, 11, a negative 10 on the corruption. These guys, fiercely uncorruptible. Sauron is not pleased. So, anyways, so at this point, you have to really be thinking that the Fellowship's just not corruptible. There's no point in doing anything to corrupt the Fellowship at this point. It's just kind of useless. You can delay the Fellowship, but they're going to dunk the ring if you don't take things fast enough. And they're going to do it most likely this turn or next turn. Anyways, they go ahead and play Morgul Wound. Honestly, I think this is not a good play. I don't think this is useful. You're going to do 3, they'll be from negative 10 to negative 7. I don't know. So I move. I get an eye. 1 reveal. I pick a random. I get Pippin. Worm of Sorrow and Toil happens. And yeah, I've got Mithril Coat and Sing, and I've got Bilbo's Song, but I just don't think I need them to get up Mordor. So, you know, um, I get revealed, which does suck, but um, discard. Um, and what did they discard? They discarded Bilbo's Song. And yep, and the 2 corruption, mortal wound, kind of useless. I hide. They play the ring as mine. I think this is a fine play. You want to try to delay them. This is a good thing to go ahead and delay them. It's a stop. And I pass. I just pass. And they attack Minas Tirith, no combat. They kill him, which is great. And at this point, it's kind of like you'll kind of see what I think is the so playing Morgul Wound, I don't think is useful. I think instead of playing Morgul Wound, playing Give It to Us is what I would have done. It stops the Fellowship. I think that's fairly useful. And I continue to pass. And here's kind of where I think is the mistake. You have 12 hit points of dudes up in Isengard. Yeah, I might have ints, but it doesn't matter. I would just attack. I would have attacked with all of my guys into Fords of Isen, and then attacked into Helm's Deep. And yeah, maybe you'll need to move your Nazgul around to go ahead and get leadership, but I I don't think moving all of these guys. I mean, maybe I have Emerald of Dol Amroth, but you have to think about it. Círdan ships or Emerald of Dol Amroth makes Dol Amroth impossible for you to take with this small of a force. So. I pass again. They do some stuff. He'd forgot to attach Witch King, which is fine. Remember, he can also get the mouth this turn, which I think he may have. I think he forgets to do. I move. So this is a mistake. So realize if I had moved these guys from Fords of Isen back into Helm's Deep in the beginning, instead of moving the folks up in Grey Havens out, which to literally no purpose. And then I need to make the second movement here, just a random movement. If I had done that, I instead could have mustered. I could have mustered another leader in Helm's Deep, and I could have mustered a single guy in Edoras to make it would have been perfect, actually. But I didn't do that. And instead, they move all their guys over and they attack Helm's Deep. I move again. They draw 3. I take Strider at this point, which I think is fine. Weirdly enough, I don't feel in a rush. I don't think they're going to get Dol Amroth. So I take Strider. He discards my last character card. I'm really running out of cards. So, anyways, go into the fort. And next turn, he gets Grand. Great. So he's going to easily be able to do that. And he gets Pits of Mordor, which is great. I guess it's not super useful here. So anyways, let's see. What do I do? What do I get? I will go alone. Fine. Not really useful here. It's pretty useless, honestly. And I get advantageous position, which is fine. Again, I roll real well. All you need is character die. I can dunk the ring this turn almost certainly, unless I get red tiles. So, anyways, he gets these, and I go ahead and move, and gets an eye with a reveal. I take Gimli because it's 2 or 1. I don't know. 1 with Sorrow and Toil takes out my last. Maybe I should have passed, and well, it doesn't even matter. I don't even think I could have played that character card. So, plays Lord of the Ring. This is an attack, right? Attacking Helm's Deep. So I play this advantageous position. I don't think you're supposed to play advantageous position against character card effects. So, um, uh, yeah. So I think that was just a mistake. I shouldn't have played that there. Maybe I should have played Shield Wall instead. And notice I still have scouts, completely unused. So mistakes were made. Definitely on using basically I should have just moved those guys from Forts of Eisen. Pelargir, I could have had someone over in Western or in Lamadon right now, which would have prevented reinforcements even harder. I get 3 hits. I get 0 hits. This is Helm's Deep is not holding strong here. So 3 folks left. I play again. So in this case, Deadly Strife. This is good. So again, you play advantageous position against strategy cards. They get 2 hits. I get 2 hits. Doesn't really matter. There's one more guy left, and I move the Fellowship again. I hide the Fellowship. They play Give It To Us. Good move. Good move. I pass. The Revealer Stop is bad. Yeah, so they Pits of Mordor. There is something to be said about just moving, honestly. I think, yeah, well, anyways. So they kill all of Rohan. It's real bad. Pass again. They move all their Nazgul down to Dol Amroth. They undo that last action. They then attack Dol Amroth. So here's the thing. So they have Grand. Ugh. This was the turn to play Grand. Absolutely. My God. Yeah, I didn't realize how close this was. Ultimately, I should have moved faster last turn. Even there, again, that one mistake of not retreating into Fords of Eisen. If I didn't have to actually retreat into Fords of Eisen that turn, if I didn't even need to do a muster, I could have just moved the Fellowship and had a guaranteed victory. So, again, it's a lesson learned. No card. They play Palantir. They play Cruella's Death. Again, I should have saved some cards to actually play in this fight. I guess I've got no cards to play, so yeah, probably should have saved all of my cards from Rohan. Not gonna lie. So they play, they attack. They get 2. I get 4. And they kill 2 of their elephants, and this is basically the move that loses the game. There's 4 against this. They could press. Honestly, playing Grand was the better choice. If they played Grand, it probably would have ended the game. They stop, and they draw a character card from the Witch King. And I say, gotta play this now. It's now or never. And he says, oh boy. And he knows what it is. And it's Immerhill. So, yeah, at that point, this fight becomes real tough. It's, what is it? 6 versus 6. And they've got more leaders, but, so they get the mouth. They move, I get this, which kind of sucks. So, whatever. And they attack and get 2 back. And it's 4 versus 4. And I use the ring to hide. Not really sure if I needed to use the ring there to hide. I mean, I don't know. But they go ahead and they play Grand at this point, which I think is the right move. Fellowship's going in next turn. There's nothing. There's almost no way. I mean, I guess I hide here because I think to myself, if I roll zero move next turn, um, no Wills of the West, no moves, at least I will be able to get one shot at getting him. But they play Grand. Um, this battle is real desperate, and we get some hits and blah blah blah. It's very hard to go ahead and make this battle work. It's two versus two. I mean, they play great hosts too, which is kind of funny because if they get a single hit and I get no hits, then they would survive. But no hits, no hits. Ultimately, I think I get one hit back, and yeah, you know. So we draw. It ultimately doesn't matter. The game is basically over at this point. I get a couple of moves. I move one, and I get in. Um, so yeah, let's look at the statistics as the final thing to do. Um, so here's the stats. You can see it was a friendly game. Um, so I definitely, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I think I got just sort of just generally luckier in this. Like, look at this character, +3 on character movements. Um, that's great. And the fact that we each get a little bit of negative on the sixes is wonderful as well. Um, so it was certainly a fun game. I'm very glad that I pressed so hard to get the Fellowship into Mordor. I think I should have even pressed harder to get them into Mordor. That's kind of my mistake that I made. I think in this, notice there's this fat stack of people in Isengard that is just kind of sitting there. Um, and I think ultimately moving them would have been better. I think for me, I think ultimately speaking, I could have gotten the ring in last turn. And I think ultimately speaking, I think they could have taken all 10 cities last turn. So I think we both kind of like made mistakes. And I think it was the luck that kind of just sort of won me this game. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was super fun. And yeah, tune in for next time. I'll try to make these. It's just good to learn from these mistakes that you make throughout the game and kind of see what happens. So, thanks, y'all.